I'm sure I have my own issues. I mean, my brother has Asperger's syndrome, and I'm sure my dad had it. I'm sure I'm that close to being clinically Asperger's, right? Because there is part of that selfish behavior that I go, well, it's just, I just want to blow it off. Like, well, hey, it's just who I am. But reality is I've got to work on that too.
Yeah, and I realize that if the way you're wired a certain way, there's a certain distance that you can't travel. Like I mean, if you have something, you can't just, I'm going to take a purple pill and it will just magically make it not be there. But
right.
But I'm just saying, for me, like I run late all the time, so I have to wear a watch. Like if I don't, and I don't have it on right now.
Yeah.
But I'm near a clock. But it's like those little things that, like, if someone's just kind of naturally, they kind of have this inner clock and they're pretty good about checking the clock and being on time and they're very punctual by nature, great. Or if you're not, but you're married to someone who could give a rip, well then good for you. But I struggle with punctuality really bad, and I'm married to someone that it makes feel disrespected. Like if he's asked me to be somewhere at 5 and I get there at 5:26, he's like, I mean, if you ran out of gas or you had a car wreck or there was some sort of emergency, completely understanding. Otherwise, if it's because I was just taking too much time brushing my teeth and changing my clothes because I just wasn't being thoughtful of him, he feels disrespected and it really bothers him. And so I've had to say, okay, I can't just say, well, that's just how I am. I'm just not a punctual person. He'll give me a little grace of, if we're meeting at 5, he expects me to be there probably around 5:05. But when it's 5:35, he has every right to be like, Tiffany, really? And so I got a watch, and I was like, I'm going to set a timer. And so I use those kind of things. Like, I have to do that, or I will run late, and then it will actually be a problem. Because when you've disrespected your spouse, 8 times in a week, you start to disconnect a little bit. And we've learned that, and I had been doing that for a very long time. And so lots of changes and lots of things that I think will be beneficial to our marriage, and certainly, but also to our children.
Yeah.
And any relationship that we have.